That modification on your car, it could get you arrested tomorrow. We're not talking tickets here. We're talking federal charges, $10,000 fines, and actual prison time. Right now, undercover cops are at car meets documenting license plates and building criminal cases. That part you bought from a major retailer last week? It might be a felony waiting to happen. One 16-year-old's illegal mod turned into aggravated assault charges. Insurance companies are hunting for these to void your coverage instantly. Here's the terrifying part. Laws are so inconsistent that you could cross state lines and go from legal to criminal without changing anything. Today, I'm exposing 15 car modifications so illegal they've destroyed lives and bankrupted shops. Your neighbor probably has 3 of them right now. And number 1 is so common that even experienced mechanics debate if it should be banned. These aren't obscure mods. Police can spot them from a mile away. Let's get into it before you become the next target. 15. Wheel well lighting. The purple glow that gets you busted. Those mesmerizing LED strips casting purple and blue shadows from your wheel wells look absolutely incredible at car meets. But here's the harsh reality. They're illegal in most jurisdictions the moment your vehicle moves. Michigan law explicitly prohibits tire valve stem lights, windshield wiper lights, and any interior illumination visible from outside the vehicle. Minnesota only allows amber, red, and approved headlight colors. That stunning purple underglow reflecting off your rims? Completely illegal even if the actual LED bulb isn't directly visible. Pennsylvania takes it further. All accessory lighting is banned unless your vehicle is stationary for show purposes only. What makes this particularly brutal is the inconsistent enforcement. One officer might not even glance at your subtle wheel lighting, while another will write you multiple citations for the same setup. The real trap is that these systems are often motion activated, illuminating only when you're driving, precisely when you're most vulnerable to getting pulled over. The aftermarket industry knows these products violate street legality, but deliberately markets them as show accessories, while conveniently forgetting to mention you can't actually use them on public roads. They get your money, you get the ticket. 14. Colored fog lights, the fast track to impersonation charges. Blue, purple, or red fog lights aren't just illegal. They can land you with criminal charges for impersonating law enforcement. Federal regulations and state laws strictly control automotive lighting colors. Those cool blue-tinted fog lamps you see everywhere? Every single one violates street use regulations. Blue and red lighting can result in serious criminal charges beyond simple traffic violations. Amber can be problematic if it's excessively bright or features flashing patterns. Only white and approved yellow remain safe choices, but countless aftermarket colored fog lights lack proper DOT certification required for legal road use. Law enforcement spots these violations instantly. That distinctive blue glow functions like a beacon, alerting officers to illegal modifications from incredible distances. The aftermarket industry deliberately confuses consumers by marketing these as HID look or xenon style upgrades, but they're just illegal colored bulbs. What's truly insane is major retailers openly sell these products online, yet installing them on public roads can result in criminal prosecution. Police departments now specifically train officers to identify illegal fog light colors during routine stops, and they instantly recognize the difference between factory-installed and aftermarket lighting. Some jurisdictions deploy undercover officers at car shows and enthusiast meets specifically to document vehicles with illegal lighting for future enforcement actions. 13. Aftermarket air horns. When your horn becomes a weapon. That 150 decibel train horn you installed might sound absolutely incredible, but it creates serious noise pollution and violates local ordinances in countless jurisdictions. Most states mandate horns maintain reasonable volume levels. Your ear-splitting air horn definitely doesn't qualify as reasonable. Excessively loud horns can be classified as noise violations, particularly in residential zones. Certain cities specifically prohibit horns exceeding designated decibel thresholds, and inappropriate use can result in disturbing the peace charges. Here's the terrifying part. Some aftermarket air horn systems produce sound so loud they cause actual hearing damage to pedestrians and nearby drivers, making them more dangerous than beneficial. Many truck owners believe louder horns improve safety, but research proves the opposite. These horns startle other drivers and frequently cause accidents rather than preventing them. Installation shops rarely warn customers about local noise regulations when selling these systems. They collect their profit while you collect citations later. Emergency vehicles use specific horn patterns and frequencies for critical reasons. Aftermarket air horns interfere with people's ability to identify and properly respond to actual emergency vehicles, creating genuine public safety hazards. 12. Electronic license plate concealers. Welcome to felony territory. Hidden electronic license plate systems that turn black or transparent might seem like cutting-edge technology, but they facilitate something extraordinarily illegal: defrauding the DMV, which constitutes a Class A felony in numerous jurisdictions. We're discussing $10,000 fines and 3 years in prison. The device itself exists in murky legal territory. It's essentially an electronic display capable of rendering your plate invisible or completely unreadable. But the instant you activate it to conceal your state-issued plate, you've committed a felony. Even possessing the capability to obscure your actual plate makes law enforcement deeply suspicious. Installing automatic license plate covers that electronically turn black can result in immediate arrest, even if the device remains deactivated. If officers discover it during inspection, you face serious legal consequences. These systems are frequently discovered during routine traffic stops when officers notice unusual electronic components or suspicious wiring. Federal agencies now track these devices as potential criminal tools. Simply purchasing one can place you on investigative watch lists for future surveillance. The electronic components and control mechanisms are obvious red flags to trained officers. Most systems leave visible wiring and electronic hardware that experienced cops recognize instantly, even when you never engage the blackout function. 11. Radar detectors, the legal minefield. Radar detectors are completely illegal in Virginia and Washington, D.C. for all vehicles, no exceptions. They're banned in commercial vehicles throughout Illinois, New York, and New Jersey. Certain states prohibit windshield mounting due to obstruction regulations. The irony runs deep. Most truckers operate them illegally because of commercial vehicle restrictions that remain actively enforced. Even in states permitting radar detectors, mounting restrictions can generate tickets for obstructed vision violations. While radar detectors enjoy legal status in most states, enforcement varies dramatically. Some officers ignore them completely, while others write citations for the smallest mounting location violations. The technology itself remains perfectly legal to own in most jurisdictions, but specific usage restrictions and mounting regulations may create a confusing patchwork that varies by state. What generates real confusion is states allowing ownership but prohibiting windshield mounting, forcing you to install them elsewhere where they become significantly less effective. The trucking industry lobbies aggressively against radar detector restrictions, but commercial vehicle bans persist because regulators believe professional drivers should maintain speed limits without technological assistance circumventing enforcement. 10. Ultra-dark paint. When invisibility becomes illegal, while not explicitly banned everywhere, ultra-dark paints like Vanta Black create serious safety hazards. These specialized paints absorb nearly all light, rendering vehicles nearly invisible in certain lighting conditions, particularly during dawn, dusk, or in shadowed areas. Law enforcement can cite these under general safety violations or reckless endangerment statutes when they determine the paint creates genuine hazards. Some states maintain specific vehicle visibility requirements. These paints clearly violate. Insurance companies frequently refuse coverage for accidents involving visibility-related problems. Your cool stealth appearance becomes a liability nightmare when another driver can't see your vehicle and causes a collision. The military and aerospace industries use these materials for legitimate tactical purposes, but on civilian vehicles, they create unnecessary and dangerous safety risks without any practical benefit. Your invisible car might look amazing in photos, but it's a rolling accident waiting to happen on actual roads. 9. Flame maps and fire-shooting exhausts. Rolling fire hazards. Flame-throwing exhaust modifications are illegal in most jurisdictions as serious fire hazards. These modifications typically involve disabling critical safety systems and creating actual flames from the exhaust, violating fire codes and safety regulations across the board. Beyond illegality, they're incredibly dangerous. Flames can ignite nearby vehicles, vegetation, or fuel vapors at gas stations, creating catastrophic situations. Many shops refuse to service vehicles with these modifications due to massive liability concerns. The performance gains might be real, but when your car literally shoots fire, you're essentially begging law enforcement to notice and cite you. Some states classify these modifications similarly to carrying incendiary devices. That's how seriously they take the fire risk. Professional race cars use anti-lag systems producing flames, but these operate in strictly controlled environments with extensive safety equipment and trained personnel nearby. Many shops installing these systems don't carry adequate insurance covering fire damage claims, leaving vehicle owners financially responsible for any incidents. The biggest danger extends beyond your car. Flame-throwing exhausts have started grass fires, damaged vehicles in parking lots, and created serious safety hazards at gas stations, where fuel vapors present explosion risks. 8. Underglow LED strip lighting, the Fast and Furious trap. Those Fast and Furious style neon lights look absolutely sick, but enforcement varies wildly across states. Arizona permits neon lights, but only amber or white colors on vehicle sides. Kansas prohibits flashing lights entirely. Michigan restricts neon lighting with red and blue colors banned completely. The problem isn't the lights themselves, it's the colors and distraction factor they create. Red and blue are universally banned because they're associated with emergency vehicles, creating confusion and potential impersonation charges. Modern underglow systems controlled via smartphone apps create entirely new legal problems. Changing colors while driving can be classified as distracted driving violations. Some states completely accept underglow, others ban everything outright, and some maintain complex regulations about when you can use them legally. It's absolute chaos in automotive lighting law. The LED underglow trend has complicated enforcement because officers can't always determine what colors the lights can display just by visual observation. Modern systems with smartphone app control create new legal vulnerabilities. Changing colors while driving can be prosecuted as distracted driving, even when the lights themselves were technically legal. Some municipalities have created specific ordinances targeting underglow after resident complaints about vehicles with flashing or rapidly changing colored lights disrupting neighborhoods during nighttime hours. 9 states now prohibit underglow on public roads entirely, and fines range from $100 to $300 for violations, with repeat offenders facing escalating penalties. 7. Nitrous oxide systems, the universal street ban. Here's the shocking truth that surprises most people. Not a single nitrous manufacturer on Earth claims their product is legal for street use. Every single NOS system is sold exclusively for off-road use or racing applications only. The legal framework couldn't be clearer. Nitrous systems are banned for street use in all 50 states when connected and functional. But here's the sneaky part that creates confusion. The systems themselves aren't illegal to own or install. It becomes illegal only when they're armed and ready to use on public roads. Law enforcement training now specifically includes spotting nitrous installations during traffic stops. They actively look for bottles, lines, solenoids, and especially the telltale activation button or switch. Insurance companies can void your entire coverage if they discover an armed nitrous system following an accident, leaving you financially devastated. Some states treat nitrous possession similarly to controlled substance possession. The bottles themselves can be confiscated as evidence of intent to violate emissions laws. Most people think NOS is just another performance modification like cold air intakes. It's absolutely not. It's federally regulated because it's classified as a performance-enhancing substance for vehicles, placing it in an entirely different legal category with serious federal enforcement backing. 6. ECU tuning for emissions defeat, federal criminal territory. Modern vehicles run conservative factory tunes to meet strict emission standards, often leaving 20 to 50 horsepower untapped. Professional tuning can unlock this power by disabling emissions controls, but reflashing your engine control unit to defeat emissions controls is federally illegal under the Clean Air Act. The EPA has been aggressively prosecuting emissions tampering. They finalized 172 civil cases between 2020 and 2023, resulting in $55.5 million in penalties, plus 17 criminal cases with actual jail time. The California Air Resources Board has become particularly aggressive prosecuting tuners and shops performing these modifications. Here's what's truly crazy. The tune itself might be invisible to casual inspection, but some manufacturers now use tamper-evident ECU seals, while others actively monitor for non-factory calibration files during warranty service appointments. Your car is essentially reporting your illegal modifications to the manufacturer. The EPA has started sending violation notices directly to vehicle owners based on VN tracking from tuning shops. They're building comprehensive databases of modified vehicles for future enforcement actions. Cold air intake systems are also technically illegal in many jurisdictions if they affect emissions equipment in any way. Many require recalibrating the mass airflow sensor, which violates federal law even if overall emissions impact remains minimal. Even CARB legal parts can become illegal if installed incorrectly or on the wrong model year. The certification is incredibly specific and rarely transfers between vehicle variations, creating a legal minefield for enthusiasts. 5. Extreme suspension modifications. Height restrictions everywhere. Lowriders face unfair scrutiny due to stereotyping tied to historical gang activity, while extreme lifts create genuine safety hazards that regulations target. Connecticut allows maximum 4-inch lifts. Georgia limits increases to just 2 inches. Vehicles that scrape or have compromised geometry can be deemed unsafe and immediately impounded by authorities. Most cities prohibit hydraulic operation while the vehicle is moving, and some ban their use entirely, even when parked. Even completely legal modifications can draw unwanted police attention and harassment. If your vehicle sits too low and scrapes constantly, it can be classified as an unsafe vehicle and ticketed or even impounded on the spot. The performance community understands these restrictions, but often installs extreme modifications anyway, essentially inviting tickets and legal problems. A severely slammed car scraping everywhere screams for police attention and citations. Some states now use acoustic monitoring technology to detect vehicles with modified suspensions, creating unusual road contact sounds. Hydraulics were originally invented as a workaround for height restrictions, but most cities prohibit their use while moving. It's a cat-and-mouse game that rarely ends well for vehicle owners facing repeated citations. The insurance implications are absolutely massive. Modified suspension systems frequently void coverage entirely, leaving owners financially exposed if accidents occur due to handling changes created by the modifications. 4. Window tinting violations. The selective enforcement nightmare. Extremely dark window tint reduces visibility during nighttime driving, and every state maintains different tinting regulations, creating a confusing patchwork. Illinois prohibits side and front window tint, except when drivers have documented medical conditions requiring UV protection. But here's what's genuinely crazy. Enforcement appears highly selective. 5% limo tint gets completely ignored by law enforcement in some jurisdictions, but generates immediate fix-it tickets in neighboring towns. Some states require 70% light transmission on front windows, while others permit as low as 35%. What compounds this problem is tint shops often fail to warn customers about crossing state lines. Your perfectly legal California tint becomes illegal the instant you drive into Nevada, exposing you to citations. The tint meters police use can potentially be fooled by cheap aftermarket films that change opacity based on viewing angle, but modern enforcement has adapted to these deception tactics. The safety argument remains valid. Contrary to popular belief, tinting isn't primarily illegal because it prevents police from seeing inside your vehicle during traffic stops. The main reason is it significantly impairs your ability to see outside, particularly during nighttime or low-light conditions. Police officers in numerous states carry specialized tools measuring how much light passes through windows to determine if owners are violating regulations. 3. Aftermarket lighting systems. The blinding problem. You might assume having extra powerful lights improves road safety, but technically, in several states, any added lighting on your vehicle could be legally problematic. Most regulations were designed to ban lights that could be mistaken for emergency service flashing lights. LED headlight retrofits installed into housings that don't properly aim the beam pattern are absolute menaces to other drivers. Kentucky recently passed laws banning colored LED bulbs in headlights, not only because they distract other drivers, but because incorrect installation makes controlling the beam pattern nearly impossible. Light bars are particularly problematic in enforcement. While you might think extra lights improve safety, mounting light bars on your vehicle can be illegal in many states if they're visible from the front and could be mistaken for emergency vehicle lighting. Some aftermarket LED light strips produce illumination so bright they literally blind oncoming drivers, making them significantly more dangerous than helpful. Many truck owners install light bars for off-road use but forget they're illegal on public roads, leading to citations. The RGB lighting trend has complicated enforcement even further. Officers now carry color detection tools determining if your white LEDs are actually shifting through illegal colors. Even with protective covers installed, the mounting location alone can still violate vehicle codes. Some states have specific height restrictions and beam angle requirements that most aftermarket lighting physically cannot meet. 2. Blue HID headlight modifications. Science says they're dangerous. While you might believe you're being a conscientious road user by installing brighter HID bulbs in your headlamps, you could actually get pulled over for breaking the law. Blue-tinted headlights are illegal in most states because they don't provide proper illumination and can be confused with emergency vehicle lighting. The problem extends beyond just color. It's basic science. Blue light has a shorter wavelength that doesn't penetrate fog, rain, or snow as effectively as white or yellow light, actually making them less safe than standard headlights despite appearing brighter. Kentucky, California, and several other states specifically prohibit any headlight that isn't white or amber. Even those cool blue-tinted bulbs marketed as xenon look are illegal if they emit blue light instead of proper white light. Law enforcement spots these violations from incredible distances, literally a mile away. Some departments now use spectral analysis equipment during traffic stops to scientifically prove the color temperature violation in court, eliminating any argument about whether they look blue or not. The aftermarket industry deliberately markets these as HID look or xenon style to confuse buyers into believing they're getting legitimate upgrades when they're actually just blue-tinted halogen bulbs. Installing HIDs or LEDs in housings designed for halogen bulbs isn't just illegal, it can actually perform worse than stock equipment while blinding everyone else on the road because the beam pattern scatters everywhere except where you actually need it. 1. Rolling coal modifications, the federal prosecution magnet. Rolling coal involves modifying diesel engines to deliberately emit massive amounts of black or gray diesel exhaust, essentially turning your truck into a mobile environmental disaster. In most jurisdictions, the practice is illegal due to violating clean air laws and environmental protection statutes. Modifications typically cost from $200 to $5,000 and include intentional removal of the particulate filter, installing smoke switches,